Hi guys, this is Malia from Mustard Tree Market, and I'm going through staging part 2, which is photo editing. And I want to start off by saying that getting the correct picture is super important, which means getting it properly staged, like we talked about in staging in part 1, and getting a direct, straight-on picture that is taken in a well-lit room by daylight or by natural light or using our lighting kit that we recommend. And you want to be eye level with your picture, so get squatted down, with your piece, so get squatted down and get eye level with your piece. Okay, so we're going to edit 2 photos today so that you can see the mirror effect and you can also see the fixing the background effect. So the first picture we're going to use, these are the apps we're going to use here that you're looking at. You can download them all. They are all free except for PhotoFox. PhotoFox does cost like $6.99 a month, or it's actually quite a bit cheaper if you do it by the year. But that is the app that we're going to use to do the mirrors, change the reflection in the mirror. These other apps are free, and the first app I'm going to use for the first picture is Photoshop Fix. Photoshop Fix is a free app, and I'm going to go in here and get the first picture is this piece. So it's kind of dark. You can see that there's some paint on the walls and such. So we're going to edit it. We're going to go into Photoshop Fix and we are going to go to My Projects and we're going to click the plus sign. Okay. Click the plus sign up in the right hand corner. I'm going to go to On My Phone and I'm going to go to, I have a photo album in here for the tutorial. Here it is. I'm going to click on the picture I want from my phone. And I'm going to get rid of these background marks, okay? So first I'm going to zoom in, like on that, oh, look at that thing on the floor, that like outlet for a phone box or something down there on the bottom. We're going to get rid of that and that. So we're going to click on the healing on the bottom. See that little Band-Aid healing? And we're going to go up to the size on the top. On the left-hand side here, the size button. And we're going to make it a little bit bigger by scrolling our finger up on the size. Then I'm just going to wipe my finger right over that line and watch it disappear. Now I'm going to go down here to this little box that's on the floor on the bottom on the baseboard. And I'm just going to touch it and pull, touch it and pull, touch it and pull, touch it and pull, touch it and pull. Gone. Now I'm going to use 2 fingers and I'm going to shrink my picture back down. And I'm going to see where else I need it at. So here's some markings on my wall that I don't want. So I'm just going to wipe my finger across in a straight line. You can see where my finger is going across. Boom, gone. I'm going to do it up here, gone. I'm going to do it on where those little nail holes are on my wall. Now if I look at the top of my wall, I'm going to zoom into my picture again. Oops. Zoom in and pull it down, zoom in and pull it down. Oh, there they all are. Hey, look at all those nail holes. I'm just going to touch it with my fingertip. Touch it. I'm going to swipe across right there. Touch, touch, touch. Touch that nail hole. Touch that nail hole. Oh, there's one right by the candlestick down there. Oops, that was too much. So see this little backwards arrow up on the top of my screen? The right-hand side, there's this backwards arrow. When I touch that, I just got rid of what I just did because I didn't zoom in good. So I messed up my little edge of my purse. I'm going to zoom back out. Oh, there's one up there in the corner I missed, and one over here, one up there. Okay. Now let's look at the rest. So I see a scratch on my floor down the bottom, so I'm going to mess up that right there. There, now my wall's clean. Oh, here's a spot. Now my wall's clean, no nail holes. There's no more little outlet box on the bottom floor there, the baseboard. So that's all I'm going to use this app for. So since I did that, all I used here was that spot heal, that little band-aid symbol. I'll go back again to show you. See this little healing on the bottom? See on the bottom strip, the healing, that band-aid? When you click on the band-aid, it goes to spot heal. And then you just make your size. I typically like mine, I think about that like 20 mark or 15, probably 20 is usually where I keep mine at. And then I zoom in on my picture by using my fingertips and zoom it in like you do on any picture to find the spots that I need. Oh no, look what I did. Look what I did. I undid it all. I'm going to do it real quick. You guys already watched me do it. I'm going to do it real quick because it undid my changes because I didn't save it. So you can just see me do it again. Good enough. Don't like that spot. There we go. Just touching these with my finger. Just tapping on them and it just disappears whatever's there and it blends it into the wall. All right, so my picture is good to go. Now I gotta do what I didn't do a second ago and go down and click the check mark on the bottom right hand corner. Click the check mark, then it saves it. Then I go to the very top of my screen now and see the square with the arrow in the middle. Square with the arrow in the middle, the very top. I click that and it says save to camera roll. Save to camera roll. Done. Now I go over to my back arrow up here and I just back arrow out and I push my big iPhone button on the bottom of my phone to get out of this app altogether. I'm done with Photoshop Fix. Now I'm going to go over here to a color story, open up that app, and I'm going to go down here to albums. I'm going to click on albums. I'm going to go pick that last picture. It'll be the last picture in my photo album. I'll grab it. Look, my wall's all clean. Now I'm going to, if I need to crop any, so I'm going to click this little crop button, which is the square that's broken. It's third one over from the left. And then I just use my fingertips and I scroll this square out. And all I'm trying to do right now is just make it to where my piece is in the middle. It's a little, off-centered. So I just want my piece to be in the middle. That's good enough. So I'm going to push this check mark down here in the right-hand corner. Click the check mark. Okay. Now my picture is pretty centered. I'm going to click continue. Continue on the bottom. Click continue. Now I'm going to go to tools. See 1, 2, 3 in the middle. Tools on the bottom. Click on tools. And I'm going to go to adjust. On the left hand side, I'm going to go to adjust. Now the first thing I always do is I go scroll over to exposure. See exposure? Click exposure. I'm going to X out of this ad right here. Click exposure. And I'm going to take this little scrolly, this circle that's in the middle of all these dotted lines. I'm going to scroll this up a little bit and add some bright light, like add some exposure, some sun exposure, depending on the piece. So I don't want to make stuff look too bright, but I'm going to put this at about 35, 39. I'm going to put it at 39. Now, once I'm done with each of these things, you have to click this check mark at the end of the line here, or it will go back. So I'm going to click my check mark on the right. Now I'm going to scroll this bar over, and I'm going to go to clarity. Clarity right there. See clarity? Click clarity. Now I'm going to clarity up. I usually do clarity to about a 35. This is a matter of just personal preference. This makes all my stuff show. Like it's going to give me a real exact fine-tooth look. I'm going to click my little check mark. Now I'll scroll over here and see if I want anything else. I don't use a whole lot of these because we don't want to change like the color or the look. Vibrance is one I sometimes use. See this triangle that says Vibrance? Click on that. You don't want to do a bunch, but this kind of, it doesn't change the color of your piece, but it does just make it more brilliant. I don't really know how to describe it. I don't do this very much, very high, so I just do it to maybe, let's do a 25. Click my check mark. All right, now that I've done that, I'm going to go over here to the back arrow. There's a little back arrow right next to curves. There's a back arrow. Back arrow. Don't click the other one because that one all the way over is an undo. Okay, so now I'm going to go to this, see on this line right here? This is the line I'm looking at. I'm going to click this second to the left one over, this one. And the free package of this app has the starters. The starter is the only thing that you can use for free. Now, eventually you can try to play with some other things and add different things, but I'm going to show you with the starter package, which is free. Click starter. And here's the ones I use the most often. Flare. Now, you always want to be careful not to put it on top of your piece like that, because then it takes away the color and the look of the piece. So you want to put it like above your piece, and this you can actually hold it with 2 fingers and you can move it like that. So I usually like the sun to be coming out of one corner, and see how cool that gives a look. The other trick you can do when you scroll down is you can actually flip this all the way around backwards like this with 2 fingers. You're sliding it around with 2 fingers like that. And the other end of it's this bright white spot. So you can do that. Kind of a cool look, right? The other one I use a lot, or sometimes, is this Color Fog number 2, which if you go over here all the way to the right hand side, Color Fog 2 is a yellow sunny fog. And once again, you can turn this sideways and do something like that and give you kind of a colorful look. So I think on this piece, I like this flare option the best. So I'm going to leave the flare option and I'm going to call that good. Click my check mark right here. Got to click your check mark to the right. And then it goes to the very top right hand corner where it says review. Click review. And then you say just save down at the bottom right hand, just save. Do you like using, okay, let's just ignore that. Wants me to rate it. So it saved it to my camera roll. So now I can click my actual phone button and get out of this app. Okay. Now, the next picture I'm going to do is I'm going to post this. I'm going to do this in 2 sections, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and just add my logo to this, but I'm going to go over here to PicMonkey. PicMonkey is the next app I'm going to use. And PicMonkey, I'm going to click Edit a Photo. And I'm going to go in and grab that picture we just edited. Looks pretty, looks clear, looks clean. Now I'm going to go down here to this bottom row. And I'm going to click Edit. And there's 2 things you can do. You can either scroll over here to this graphics little monster button. You can actually add a logo that you might have that's transparent. But I'm going to do this for the people that don't have that. And there's this text, this big T on the bottom, down this row, this T. Click text. And I'm going to type in Mustard Tree Market. Done. And I can change the font and the color. So I'm going to make the color white. And I'm going to change my font to something that I can read, but that matches my brand. So let's go that one. I might even curve it a little. And I'm going to shrink or curve it, but I'm going to shrink the size down. by using my fingers, shrink it down, and then maybe I'll put it right there. Maybe I'll curve it the other way. Maybe I'll leave it straight, whatever you want to do. But you just put your finger on it and you can slide it down, put it somewhere so that you can see that there's my logo, my picture is edited, the whole nine. And this picture would then be done. I would put my logo on here, but for those of you that don't have a transparent logo yet, you can type your name right here. Then you go to the top, that check mark up there, in the very top right-hand corner, click the check mark, then click save. And then right here, I put save to camera roll. So I'm going to click camera roll. Wonder activated save. Now I'm going to click my phone button to X out of the app. And then when I click on my photos, I now will be able to see that my latest photo is edited, watermarked, looks great. All right, so this is the first photo, and then I'm going to post the second photo with the mirror reflection next. So stay tuned.